Hey guys, how's it going and thanks for coming. I'm Nick and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money because schools aren't. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. So let's get started. So in this video, we're going over 4 of the safest investments for 2019. So if you guys watch the stock market at all, obviously it's all over the place. So the main reason why I'm going into this, if you have something that you're saving for the shorter term, a couple years or so, maybe it could be a car, could be a house, could be a yacht, the essentials, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to want to save more than invest for the short term, because obviously in the stock market is more risky. Now, because they are safe, most of these have a lower rate of return. They usually go hand in hand. With more risk, there's more return, and with less risk, there's less return. So because these are lower risk, they're going to have lower return, except for the last one. You could actually produce larger gains than some stocks. So definitely check around or stay around for that one. Alright guys, so let's start it off with my least favorite number 4, which is you could save by using CDs or certificates of deposit. Now you may have heard these from your grandparents because they are ultra super safe, guaranteed money, and they do get more money than like a simple savings account. Why I don't personally like them, of course everyone's situation is different, but I don't like the fact that it's locked up. So, if you have it like within a year, then, not too much happens in a year. Or unless you're going to purchase something, like let's say house in 2 years, so you get like a 2-year CD or something. But it's locked up. You can't touch it. If you do, then there are penalties and fees. You lose all your interest basically. So you have to use that kind of strategically. Now, especially right now, we are in an increasing interest rate environment. Now, the Fed did say that they're going to be raising rates a little bit less than expected for, this year now in 2019. So if you're looking for like 2+ years on like a CD, for me personally, I wouldn't do that just because interest rates could go up. Those rates could go up. So you'd just be getting a lower interest rate for the longer term. So I'll just hold off on that. There are other options which we're going to talk about. Now, by the way, I just want to mention, because my personal bank had this, there might be other ones out there. I think I saw Ally Bank that had this. But there could be like no penalty CDs. You'll probably get a lesser rate of return, because if you want to take that money out of the CD, you can do that because it's a no penalty CD. But is it worth it? Maybe not. So let's go into the next option. So the third safest investment is kind of similar to a savings account. There are higher interest savings accounts out there, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But something similar to a savings account is called a money market account. So for you beginners out there, kind of best of both worlds, kind of acts like a checking account, but is also a savings account. Of course, it's guaranteed by the government if you get it through a bank. So you're guaranteed up to $250,000. So most of us are under that, so we shouldn't worry about it. The only limitation that I kind of saw out there, even for my personal one, is there could be a minimum balance for that. I know for my bank, I have a credit union, by the way. Their minimum is $500. Now, that's not like astronomical. If you save up a little bit, you could definitely hit that, but that is, I guess, an obstacle out there. Now, if you are looking for high interest, not only savings accounts, but money market accounts, you can check out credit unions. Like, that's one that I have. For my personal money market credit union, they're actually giving a 2% interest, which is actually amazing. Usually only, there's another online bank, allybank.com. They're definitely popular one out there. A lot of people like them, so you can check them out. But again, that's an online bank. It's not like a bad thing, but it could take a little bit longer for you to actually obtain that money. You would have to transfer it to your regular account. there's probably going to be like a clearing process. So you could check out your credit union. If not, check out online banks. Word of caution, use a popular one so you don't have to worry about it. Like Ally is great. There's American Express. They have an online savings account. Discover has an online savings account. So look around. So the second safest investment for 2019, which is kind of combining the two things that we just talked about, they kind of have more liquidity but act in a way of a CD, and they are called T-bills. Now, I've been recently getting involved with T-bills. You're basically investing in the government. So you are able to, like I said before, kind of has similarities to a CD, but not as long. You don't have to keep it in there for a year. You could keep it in there for like a month or 2 months. So for example, right now, these T-bills are giving like a 2.4%, and you also don't have to pay state taxes. So I like T-bills a lot because they are safe. You're investing in the government. You're going to get it back in a month if you choose that option. And so the website is called Treasury Direct. I'll leave a link in the description. Word of caution, it is a government website, so the interface might not be the best because it's a government website, but it is actually pretty cool because once it's invested, after that month, let's say, it gets deposited right back into your account. So I thought you would have to do some transfer or anything, but it's actually pretty convenient. So again, I'm bringing this up for a couple reasons. One, I really never heard anyone talk too much about it. I know someone at my previous job got me turned on to this. I'm like, oh, I was always interested in it. So I started with that. Warren Buffett is investing in T-bills because you get more from a T-bill if you just rather than putting like a savings account, because it is higher interest and there is that less tax. And again, as interest rates go up, most likely these rates are going up as well. I talked about these in a video before. I'll leave a link somewhere so you can check that out if you're interested. But I guess the only minimum is technically $100 because you could invest in $100 increments. So you could do $100, $200, $1,000, and that's kind of it. And the first and best way to invest your money for 2019, I'm always going to suggest this. If I had any, I would definitely do this. But this is how you could actually, technically a safer way to get a higher return than stocks. And this is paying off debt. Now, there's a ridiculous amount of debt out there. Obviously, we have $1.5 trillion student loans, a bunch of credit card debt, car loans. But obviously, one of the higher interest rates is a credit card loan or credit card debt. That average is like 15%. So follow me. If, let's say you have credit card debt and you're paying 15% on that, well, guess what? If you pay that off, you don't have to pay that 15% anymore. So technically, it's like getting a 15% return on your money. Stock market averages like 8 to 10% per year, history shows. So the average credit card rate is higher than that. It's safer if you pay off your debt. It's not as exciting. It is boring, but paying off your debt can help you tremendously because you don't have that expense anymore. You'll have more money going to you every single month, and you won't have to owe anyone anything. And that's the life that you want to live, guys. And it's basically guaranteed. Completely safe. You don't have to worry about it because once you pay it off, you get that return. Unlike the stock market. And those are 4 safe ways that you can invest money for, well, not next year, it's this year already, 2019, because the stock market is all over the place. And if you are saving for something more in the short term. I would definitely suggest, and that's what I would do, that's what I'm doing now for anyone. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you are invested in any of these, do you not like CDs like me? But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see ya in the next one.